Alright, back in the shop with I Can Fix It. We're going to look at top rollers if you're having tracking issues. Just going to look at an old one and a new one. So when we look at them, we're looking at the ends, because we know the center's a little thicker and then they'll taper off on the ends. But something to look at, you'll see the rubber right here where it meets the metal and that thickness. Here's the other end, and look at the difference. This is much thinner on this end. So what we can do to see if that's true is take our micrometer and we can look at this end. This is very thin. We're going to put that in there. .18 millimeters. Flip it over. 43.92. So almost 2 millimeter difference from one end to the other. So that top roller is definitely worn, tapered off on this end, and you can actually see it when you're holding it. Now that's a Hummel top roller. Here's a brand new Hummel top roller. So what should it be if it's brand new? Again, we're going to zero out. We're going to back this down and go here. We're not squeezing it and pinching it. We're just getting it to grab, or just touching. So right there. 45.19. 40. Well, don't want to. You also want to make sure you get your caliper straight. So 44. They're not going to be exact because they are rubber. 44.92 and 44.9293, and we go to the about the middle. You have a 45.97, so a little bit bigger in the middle. But again, remember we had a 44.9, and this one that's worn out, 42.2. So 2 millimeters. That's quite a bit when you're trying to get your paper to track. So what's going to happen is you're gonna raise the outside. You're gonna loosen that nut. It's going to raise your top roller, and your paper will start to track back in. The problem is sometimes you can raise that and it won't track back in because you've compressed your spring so far that it no longer has any spring. So it won't open up far enough to bring that top roller up high enough to make your paper track in. And we can see that here. We've got two springs, a used one and a brand new one. And look at the height difference. So when we look at that, if we match up the bottom on both of them, and we see our height difference. So this spring here, if you need to raise that top roller so the paper tracks back in, this is only going to go this far, and that may not be enough, and it may not be enough tension. You look at the difference here, how much more tension there would be on this spring than this one. So that's something to keep in mind. So if you're having paper problems with tracking, that's the first place to start. Check your top roller. Make sure it's the same on both ends. You should get pretty even wear from one side to the other if you haven't had other issues. And it should be a little thicker in the middle than it is on each end. And then make sure your spring is setting right. If you do change your top roller, there's a particular way it goes in, and that's different on the Hummel or the Galaxy or the Floorcrafter or the Legend. They all mount a little different, and it has to do with the flat side and the round side on the shaft that goes through it. And so on a Hummel, you've got a flat side on both ends. Your others aren't going to be the same, so just be mindful of the way you take it off. Hopefully it was put back on the right way so you can put it on the same way, and you won't have an issue. So if you liked the video, hit like, tell your friends about our channel here on YouTube, and until next time, I Can Fix It.